What up, YouTube? I am back at you with another video, and actually, this one is more inspired by a video I seen by Mark Combs this morning, and actually some of the stuff I've looked at on YouTube, and it is more about Dak's contract, but also tied with Romo's first contract, and if you look at it and damn how easy that process was going into the 2007 season. If you look at up until that point, Romo was our backup quarterback from 2000. He was on the practice squad from 2003, 2004. Then he finally became our backup, I believe, in 2005. And interestingly, he almost was a starter at the beginning of the 2006 season because at that point, Parcells had almost seen enough of Bledsoe and damn could tell he was gun shy. And the early part of that 2006 season, you damn knew it also. And the interesting thing, me and DMV Cowboys was texting about this morning, is when Sean Payton when he left after 2005 to be the Saints head coach because he was our old coordinator, before they signed Drew Brees, he wanted to give them a third-round pick for Romo. And Parcells said no, a second, and that deal didn't get done. So at that point, they really liked Romo a lot. But at that point, he really had no game experience other than some preseason games. So we finally get to that Giants game, and Parcells had seen enough of what Bledsoe was done, and he never took another NFL snap again. And Romo became our starting quarterback. And those first 5 games was great. Then he hit a slump come December. And we lost 4 of our last 5 games, including a playoff game in Seattle, with one of the most gut-wrenching playoff plays in history, let alone Dallas Cowboy history. I don't blame the loss on him. I think we had a horrible game plan with Seattle was bringing park rangers out in their secondary, and we only throw the ball like 17 times. Julius Jones had a hell of a game. Hell, Miles Austin even ran back a kick, but that's the game we really should have probably beat them 35-10. But a lot of strange things happened. Terry Glenn fumbled and they caused the safety. They actually overturned the Jason Witten first down, which would have been first and goal at like the 1. And then, of course, the ball snap. But damn, yet and still, we lost 4 of our last 5 games. And really, Romo didn't look great. But it didn't take them no time at the end of that offseason to say, give him a contract extension. We have seen enough. And I agree with it. I like where we was going with Romo. That isn't my problem. We lost 4 or 5 and you had seen enough. Which brings me to Dak. And Mark Holmes made a video, do we owe Dak? Hell yes, we owe Dak. And in this last week or so, the organization has let him take bullets. And it's literally fucking pissed me off. I haven't been as agitated with the Cowboys as I am right now than at the time when we cut T.O. Later, I ended up understanding the move. I did. Romo couldn't be what he wanted to be with him and T.O. butted heads. And they picked a quarterback. It took me a few months to realize that, but as the 2009 season went on, I said it was the right thing to do. It pissed me off at the time, but it was the right thing to do. But Dak has won on an average of 11 games a season. in the 3 years he has been the starter. What the hell is the holdup? He's been severely underpaid. What, his rookie deal was like $300K. Last year was $700K, and this year is barely $2 million. He has made what is the NFL system of how much he's played. He's made bonuses, but that is because of the way he was drafted. And in the last week, you've pretty much had whack ass Pro Football Focus call him pretty much a bum. And all these sportscasters are saying, well, Dallas obviously doesn't feel he's worth the money because they haven't paid him yet. And the Cowboys front office silence seems like they believe that also. And which I don't understand, and because y'all have let him take bullets when almost around this time last year when the anthem protest thing had kicked back up, he went in front of the cameras and took a real ass bullet for you and said, "Hey, I am going to put my hand on my heart. I don't believe we should kneel. We actually said I'm standing for the anthem." And to a large sect of Cowboys nations and damn NFL fans, he looked like, as they say, the damn coon. Oh, you only doing that for the Cowboys? They making you say this. You are a black man. Why are you bowing down? I didn't feel that way. I damn sort of agreed with him, but I damn could see the other point also. He damn went and took that bullet for you. He let it happen. Because people stopped talking about Jerry, and Steven doing this. They said, "Look at Dak. He is towing the company line. He damn could have let y'all take that heat, but he damn went out there and took it for you. Y'all aren't giving him that same proper etiquette. He is getting killed right now because he is fighting for what he believes he's deserved, and y'all damn slowing down, which is basically Stephen Jones because he's pretty much running it. If you listen to Jerry is ready to do it. And this at a point, Jerry needs to go and handle it. Because as I said in my narrative, they are writing the narrative for you. Do the Cowboys really want to pay Dak? Do they really feel he's average and deserve and actually doesn't deserve this type of pay raise? And my thing, if they feel that the case, cut him down. See what life is like with Cooper Rush and Mike White. And damn, see if you can go in the first round next year and damn draft something better. That answer isn't really to the 2021 draft. So, do you want to be 4-12 and 1-15 the next 2 seasons? And that's my thing. You didn't need. The fan base killed him for the 3 games we lost when Zeke was suspended. And never mind the fact of Tyron Smith going out, Dan Bailey being hurt, Sean Lee. That had a lot more to do with it than actually Zeke being suspended. Because we ran the ball well. We damn couldn't block worth of shit. And then we wasn't tackling on defense worth nothing. It was constant miscommunications. But don't worry about those facts. That actually doesn't mean nothing in the big scheme of things. But it is like you're going to ruin what is looking like. To me, it can be a Super Bowl season. But dragging this out, we're going to be 7-9, 8-8. I'm like, if you don't want the guy, let the guy go. It ain't no, because you are, even though I hate, like, Marcellus Wiley and Jason Whitlock. But they made a key point that Dak is getting thin-skinned right now, and he is. He damn hears what everybody's saying about him. And the Cowboys' silence is showing they pretty much agree. And if they don't, which they might, they aren't confident in that play. Hey, let's just sit down and get this deal done. Because even Romo's second contract in 2011, we then came off an 8-8 season a week ago. We have seen enough to give you an extension, and they needed to because it was nothing there behind them to start over. Our damn spot in the draft was high enough to where we wasn't gonna get a QB anyway, and the only QB that was really good in that draft class was Cam. No, it was a 2012 draft. Hell, nobody. I can't think of a good QB that was in that draft as I think about it. But and everybody wants to sit around and say, look at Dak's supporting cast. What did damn Romo have? Let's talk about that real quick. Going into the 2007 season, at receiver, Romo had at no worse the 5th greatest receiver in NFL history in Terrell Owens. Statistically now, the 2nd best tight end in NFL history. Witten's at number 2 just about in everything, and close to number 1, and even in receptions, he's top 5 in NFL history. And probably by the end of the season, he may be 4th. But he's 2nd in yards and 2nd in TDs. He ain't going to pass Tony Gonzalez in TDs. He can pass him in receptions and maybe in yards if he has a good enough season. He had 3 Pro Bowlers on the offensive line in Flozell Adams, Andre Gerard, and Leonard Davis. He had what ended up being a Pro Bowl running back in Marion Barber. He made the Pro Bowl himself. So just on offense, you had the QB who made the Pro Bowl, the running back, the receiver, the tight end, and 3 offensive linemen. So that's 7 Pro Bowlers on offense. Swap over to defense. You see, in the secondary, you had Terrence Newman make the Pro Bowl, Ken Hamlin, Roy Williams, linebackers, DeMarcus Ware, Greg Ellis, and on the D-line, you had Jay Ratliff. That is 13 actual Pro Bowlers, never mind our kicker Nick Folk made the Pro Bowl. You had 14 Pro Bowlers, the most in NFL history. Our defense could finish number 1 in the league this year. We ain't even putting 6 guys in the Pro Bowl. You may get to Marcus Lawrence, Van Der Esch, and Jalen Smith, and maybe Byron Jones again. 3 at the most. Now, I'll admit Zeke is better than the running backs, but even in 2014, DeMarcus, I said DeMarcus, DeMarco Murray has had a better season in 2014 than any season Zeke has had. Hell, Dez that season was better than Amari was. So I don't want to hear if Tony Romo had this or else had that. What actually Dak has. Here's the thing: we are floating a fine line of fiscal responsibility and how the Cowboys players have been faithful and loyal to Jerry. Jerry went out and did whatever he did for his players, and in turn, they was loyal, and then would take a bullet for him. But we wasn't the most fiscally responsible team. We'd mess around and start every season $20 million over the cap. Then with restructuring contracts was only pushing money back further and further. So we hardly ever had depth. Now we're being more fiscally responsible with Stephen Jones more or less running the day-to-day. Him and Will McClay. We are building more depth. We are drafting better. But they're a little bit more cutthroat in these negotiations. You see how bad they got with DeMarcus Lawrence. But in the end, that isn't going to build up faith and damn loyalty, which is why these negotiations are getting more open. Yeah, well, everybody needs to make take a team friendly deal. Because if you look at our cap space, we're like $90 million under the cap next year, $130 million for 2021, like $170 million under for like 2022. They can sign everybody. That isn't an issue. I damn get the team want to spend as less as possible. Hell, I understand that, but it isn't the way the team camaraderie is now. It is going to erode if they don't come to a happy medium and soon. Because if that deal isn't done before we kick off versus the Giants, this is going to be a wasted season, and I can pretty much guarantee that. So Jerry and Steven need to meet at a happy medium and get this done. And I know I went a little long-winded today, and I'm probably leaving out some stuff that I had in my head earlier, but actually, thanks for watching this video, and I'll holler at y'all later.